Hi and welcome. Today we are going to review a Yu-Gi-Oh card, and the card we're going to review is Score the Melodious Diva. This card is an interesting card, and that's why I want to review it and talk about it a little bit, because I think the effect of this card is really interesting, and how they kind of changed it from the anime to what we're going to have at the end of the day. We are going to get a completely different effect from the anime effect. So yeah, let's start with the anime effect. I'm going to talk a little bit about it. Score the Melodious Diva. It's a light monster fairy effect, level 2, 200 attack, 200 defense, ignition. And basically the effect in the anime was, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, then target 2 spell cards with the same name in your graveyard, banish both targets, and if you do, activate the effect of those cards. When I first saw this card in anime, I was like, well, what can you really do with that effect? I'm looking at it from the perspective of Melodious. What can you do with this card in Melodious? And to be honest with you, it's completely unplayable in Melodious. It's no way you can play this in the archetype and make it good. You might be able to run one copy of it, but that's it. One copy. Then what? You can only run one copy, because if you run more of them, you have to run a lot of spell cards, and you don't really have the room. And the biggest problem is, when it comes down to it, is all spell cards that you only can run one of, like all the limited spell cards that are at 1 on the ban list, are useless. You can't activate any of them. And that's pretty much it. And even when you can activate it, you have to have 2 of them in your graveyard, 2 of the exact same spells. I mean, this card is really hard to play with and get any advantage or anything. It's completely and utterly useless to me. I mean, and specifically in Melodious, it's completely useless. It has an effect that's not workable at all. So that's why I really loved the change they did to this card, and now we're gonna go over to the effect we are gonna get. This effect we are not gonna get, and it's crap. It's utterly crap, in my opinion. But yeah, you can make your own opinion on it, but yeah. Banish 2 cards in your graveyard that are spells to activate this card as one of those spell cards doesn't really work. It's very random, and it just doesn't help Melodious. So this is the effect we are gonna get. We have Score the Melodious Diva, of course. Light fairy effect, yeah. Level 2, 200 attack, 200 defense. Quick. When I read that, I was like, interesting. It's a quick play now, not an ignition. It's a quick. So right off the bat, I was really excited, because now it means that you have a quick spell for Melodious, which is always, or a quick monster, whatever, quick effect monster, and it's kind of like a hand trap now, so that's kind of cool. And I'm gonna read the effect. When a Melodious monster you control battles an opponent's monster during damage calculation in either player's turn, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard. The opponent's monster's attack and defense becomes 0 until the end of this turn. When I read that, I was like, yeah. When I read that, I was like, this card is so much more playable. First of all, you can run over any monster now. I mean, you just send this card to a graveyard when your Melodious monster attacks. It doesn't matter how many attack and defense that monster has, you can run it over. It can have 4,000 defense, now it's gonna have 0. Unless it has an effect that says you can't target it by card effects. Well, that's pretty much the only time the card can actually, or monster effects. But you know, besides those monsters, it can run over the most cards, and it's really good defensively and offensively. So yeah, the changes to this card is really great. It went from a crap card that you can't use at all, in my opinion, to a card that I'm pretty damn sure you wanna run 3 of. I'm gonna definitely run 3 of this card in my deck. It's so good because it helps you, and it helps your Melodious monster not get run over by other bigger monsters. And I gotta be honest, I was really happy when I saw this effect, and I have nothing to say about this card more than it's amazing. But that's the thing. I want to compare these two because they are so different in effect. Like the anime effect is shit, and the real effect we are gonna get is amazing. It's so good that it's almost interesting, and and I like that they said this with Melodious. So not every single card can run it. You know what? When a monster you control battles, if that would have been effect and not Melodious, it could have been splashed into other decks, and that's not good because, yeah, I really love that it's just Melodious monster because that means that it's specific for this archetype. I like it that it's a quick card. I like it that it's damage calculation. I like that both attack and defense become 0. I like everything about this card. This effect is crap. I mean, maybe in some deck you could run one copy. I mean, I thought about Infernoids when I thought about this card because you could run this as a reasoning when you have. So if you activate a reasoning and then you mill a reasoning, then that reasoning goes to the graveyard at the end. And if you draw this card next turn, you can activate it as a reasoning. I think that's how I read it anyway because you can activate it. So yeah, that's one. Maybe in Lightsworn, if they have a spell card or two in the graveyard, you could use it there. But besides that, in Melodious, it's useless and it's not a very good card. And even in Infernoids or in milling decks like Lightsworn or Infernoids, it's just not gonna be that amazing. So, shitty effect, amazing effect. That's how I see it. It's not a broken effect or anything, it's a really good effect, but I really like the changes, and I think this card will see more play now, because if we got this, it would have seen no play at all in Melodious. This card is, to me it's a 3 of, but to most other people I can see a 2 of or whatever, but a really good card, and I really like the changes. So yeah, I'm really excited for this card, and I hope you are excited about this card, and if you like my little fast review of this card, yeah, I know I went over a little bit long. It's a 7-minute video for one card, but I really like talking about this card. I was so excited when I saw this in Sunday, I believe. I got news about this card, and I was shocked that they changed the effect so much. But if you like this, look at this card. That I personally love it because I like Melodious. I like playing that archetype, and this is really cool support for the archetype. So yeah, if you like this video, comment, like, subscribe, and we're gonna see you next time when I'm gonna review another card probably, or do some other stuff. See ya. Bye.